This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we're doing another episode of the Dream Gym. We've got Sam McGowan and no Dan. And 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Tom Hall. Unfortunately, Dan has decided to play golf in the middle of the evening, so we have brought on a guest who, in turns, is actually a co-host today. If that's okay, Sam.
Yeah.
Tell us who. Let's do it. So we're going to do the Dream Gym podcast, obviously, without Daniel, so he's not going to be as moody. And if you can introduce yourself, that'd be wonderful.
You sent me questions, and I know what the answers are, but when it comes to introducing yourself, it's always like, oh, hi, my name is Sam. I'm always that awkward person when I'm like, hi, I'm Sam. So my name is Sam. I am a personal trainer, currently based out of London, but I am an online trainer as well. So I coach women predominantly. All around the world, and my kind of niche, if you want to call it that, is helping women get stronger. I'm big on getting them more confident in the gym. My typical client is someone who is kind of doing it already, but just not really following much of a plan. Worried about going heavier in case like form is wrong and they might hurt themselves, that kind of thing. I just like being strong, and I want more women to benefit from that physically as well as mentally. I train very much for my mental health. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I used to be a gymnast. I was gymnast from the age of 6, competed nationally. I was a British tumbling champion at 14, so I used to do flips and shit. Then I snapped my Achilles, so that sucked. Lost my way, didn't really know what I was doing, and then I fell in love with weight training and realized I was quite good at it and wanted to share that with others, so became a PT, and the rest is history. I guess that's a really short version of my life.
Yeah,
very
definitely,
short for me.
Because I guess people who listen to this show, probably all the guests, apart from actually, we just started branching out. So we brought on like your guest number 6 on our new kind of Dream Gym podcast show. Obviously, we started in reset in January for it. I guess we've obviously made an effort to kind of pull people in from outside our circle, like we were saying. And I started following Sam probably, I want to go about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, from an app called Fitter. I think at least, I don't know, 60, 70 people who I had on my like Fitter app coaching stuff probably know what that app is. I've actually moved on to a different app right now. Are you still using Fitter?
No. I really rate it. The guys are that are running it, as you know, are great. And they're really creating something amazing. But I think for my kind of client, it's not quite what they need. So I loved the fact that you can put in benchmarks and get quite specific, but I definitely think it's a bit more geared towards like CrossFitters or people who are really like powerlifting, that kind of stuff. So I needed something that combines kind of habits, nutrition, lifestyle, easy like chat, easy to see like what weights they've done, that kind of stuff. So I really loved it, and I think they're doing great things. But no, I moved on to Trainerize, and it works really well for me, and my clients love it, which is the biggest thing, is their feedback. So
yeah, decent. Why is that being unstable? That's decent. I've moved on to Stridist. Apologies to everybody's feeling. My internet's going laggy, apparently. That's definitely me, not you, Sam, unfortunately.
Okay.
You're like, I don't know what's happening. Oh shit, it'll be fine. That's right. Joe's got to handle this in edit, so on you, Joe. Sorry, mate. So that's actually fine. I've moved on to Stridist only because unfortunately, the CEO is a good friend. So when he bought it, and he was like, "Do you want to use this?" I was just like, "Yeah, it's fun." Doing that again for
Perks.
like the habit tracking and stuff like that, which
Mm,
a lot of the stuff, because I found Fitter was way too CrossFit. And
mm,
yeah, I'm not a CrossFitter in any kind of way, more rehabilitation into like power-based athletic strength and stuff like that. So I was just
mhm.
like, yeah, I don't write a lot of programs in notes. So I was like, I can't, this didn't seem like it for me. So I was just like, yeah, we
Yeah.
moved over. I started using Train Heroic as well. My coach is using Train Heroic.
Oh,
I
really?
was just like, it was interesting, but yeah, we'll see.
There's so many
So
of them, and I think when it comes to stuff like that, there's always something that they could improve on. There's no
correct.
one perfect app. I think you've just got to, you've probably done this yourself, but you kind of go through them all and see which one
Yeah.
works for you. I think over
I
the
feel
years I've
like,
definitely
yeah,
used.
just like pick one and fucking commit and just go
Yeah,
on it and just do all your
yeah,
stuff on it and then just hope it doesn't go under.
yeah,
Because otherwise you're screwed. Or
yeah.
do what I do is like back up everything on a fucking Google Sheet. Unfortunately, if people who've been online coaching for the last like 8, 9 years, we all still use Google Sheets.
Yeah,
Yeah, just in case
yeah.
I keep data. So I don't think Google are gonna go under. So it'll probably be
No,
okay.
fat chance.
You also did so there. One of the big things, obviously, you've got your Strong as Fuck club. I believe that
Hmm.
is it's AF on the end. Sorry, I just have
Yeah,
I'm reading between the lines. That's what it means.
yeah.
So is that all geared towards females? If that's correct.
Yeah, yeah. So that came about just because I swear a lot, and I found myself saying that quite a lot, and then it kind of just developed into a brand. I think especially like the last few months I've been trying to push towards more towards a brand, because currently like I share a lot about myself and my journey and me as a coach. So I have a following and it's lovely and there's a nice community there, but I want to create more of a brand that doesn't revolve around my face, because
Sure.
yeah, sometimes you just don't want to be it to be about you. I want it to be more about what it is and the people within it and the clients. And yeah, so I'm building that community. It's women only. I love coaching guys. I've do have one male client that I see in person and I love it, and I've trained guys in the past, but I just think I'm really good at helping women feel more confident in the gym. And when you're limited on how many people you coach and speak to, I would rather a guy go to someone who is better at training them, and I would rather use my time helping the people I know I'm really good at coaching. So
Yeah.
as much as like I could do that, I just think, you know what, this is what I'm good at. I'll focus on that. So yeah.
Decent. Also, for people who decided to be really weird and watch us on YouTube, we both have Baby Yoda on our hoodies, which I was just like instant. We're gonna get on, Sam. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But there's an annoying amount of people, because a lot of people know I'm a Star Wars nerd. Messaged me over Instagram like, "Oh, what about this one?" And I was like, "All right," because unfortunately, yeah, I know enough about all the lore. I'm just going, oh, it's like, oh, go. But yeah, Baby Yoda. I saw that but basically I get hit by every Star Wars advert on Instagram, and
Yeah.
then that turns into my flat. So fortunately, on this camera view, you can't really see much of it. So I'm quite glad. So I'm kind of hiding it off to the side. So it's all good. All right,
Got a proper
right.
nerd section in the corner.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna get cracking straight into our dream gym scenario for it, Sam. Okay. So
Hmm.
obviously, set the scene. Ideally, I would have a balding kind of guy from Nottingham with us. That is Daniel. You've not met, who would kind of like rein it in or just be really dull. Everybody realizes that. But you imagine yourself that we would be your kind of genies, and anything
Okay.
goes. Okay. Cool. I realized that maybe if you go back and listen, so some people, so we have Mike Harrison on the show, obviously one of our good friends, and he decided to pick the gym at the end of his road because as his perfect gym. We're just like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, that'll do. It's like, it's not that'll do, Mike. It's whatever you fucking want. Like, let's try this. And then
Okay.
as well, like, and I like the fact that you're a female that hasn't come from the world of bodybuilding as well, which is
No.
a little bit different as well, because we've had like Holly and Amelia, who, well, I don't know, Holly was batshit crazy of what she picked in terms of protein sludge and fucking rice and stuff like this. And I was just like, I didn't even know what some of the stuff was because I don't live in that community. They had to explain it to me. I was just like, I don't know what that is. All right. So first question first. Protein shake or protein bar, Sam?
I can't remember what I answered this when I
So
I
just
think so.
prospective listeners, Sam is definitely the most prepared person we've ever had on the show and actually bothered listening to look at the questions.
Still doesn't know. So I'm gonna give you this answer and tell me if I'm wrong. But if it's the summer, I'm a big protein shake fan because I love putting like a frozen banana in and like basically making it like a really thick chocolate banana type milkshake. Okay. So I'm a big shake fan during the summer, but then it's not as fun when it's winter. So then during the winter, I'm more of a protein bar person. So cool. I'm going to give you one of those typical PT answers. It depends.
It depends on the season, but then it depends on when you're going to be training, right? So does your dream gym day revolve around being in the summer or does it revolve around being in the winter?
What's really funny is you're talking to me at a time when my training motivation is at the lowest it's ever been. Back injury and like just it's long. So I think my what was the question again? My dream gym.
would your dream gym day would it consist of being in the summer or would it be in the winter? So we can decide which one would be the protein shake or bar, surely.
In the summer. Yeah, for sure.
Decent. Cool.
Summer training is definitely easier.
100%. Yeah, I don't want to, in terms of leaving the gym, I don't want to put more kind of clothes on than like, you don't want to wrap up warm after leaving the gym, I feel like. Because you've got that kind of half sweaty, kind of clammy. If you shower at the gym, cool, but you still got that kind of time you've got to sit around and after a shower, but not sweaty.
It's going as well, though. Like going. Yeah,
the motivation is low, right? When
it's cold. Dark. And like inside is super cozy and then you have to leave. Yeah, like that. There's so many factors when winter is hard. I like it for jumpers and I love wrapping up, but then when it comes to training,
it's tough sometimes. Right? So if you're going frozen banana shake, is there any kind of protein that you're particularly going for? Is there a company that you particularly use, or you're like, that's the pinnacle? Or maybe if you had that, is it something you make? Or is it like you've been to like a smoothie shop and then they made the best one that you've ever done?
I feel like I make a good smoothie. I use I want to say it's like a chocolate peanut butter one from Grenade. Okay. And they sent me some stuff, so like I didn't buy it, which was great. And then I've also tried, I believe almost every brand has one similar, but I'm not fussy, I'll be honest. Chocolate peanut butter is probably my favorite along with vanilla because you can whack that in anything. So if you're feeling a bit more like chocolatey or you want a bit of flavor, then you can throw vanilla in with anything. So you can do like a chocolate, banana, peanut butter, milk, normally almond milk, ice cubes, thick as well, like a milkshake. Yeah,
decent.
And then the other one would be more like a fruit type vibe where you buy like a mixed bag of raspberries 100%. And strawberries, whack them all in, vanilla, milk, done.
I'm glad you went with milk as well, because there's some people out there that will still consistently put fucking water in their protein shakes and just grow up.
I haven't done that until I realized that you could do more than that. So when I was learning like about, again, I've not gone into my life story, but I didn't know anything about nutrition until I got to UP. I used to eat so much crap and just my idea of healthy was like I was your typical like general population, doesn't really understand nutrition, health, macros, protein, any of that. So initially when I was introduced to protein, it was like water and protein and ice cubes. At the time I was like, oh, this is okay, and then I learned how to step up your shake, and so I can't remember. I wouldn't do that anymore. It just looks like pond water.
Correct. I'm just like, along are the days where you're like, shit, I've got to get my anabolic window in. Let me
Yeah,
go
I just
eat.
don't
And you're
care
like,
that much.
I'm just like,
It's
just
not
go
worth
eat a
it.
meal. Just go eat something. Like, grab a sandwich. Fuck it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that in response to your like protein or shake answer, I am very much, I prefer food generally. Like smoothies I will have if, yeah, like if I'm at a gym and they make really good ones, then great, I'll have one of them. But
Yeah.
and then I'll have them in the summer because they're actually a really, like, if you can stack up on the calories, it's a great meal, and I like making things as easy as possible. So, but for the most part, I just like food. I'd rather just eat food. And
Good answer.
yeah. And actual chocolate bars. Like if I had the choice of having a protein bar and chocolate,
Oh,
um, I
hands
would
down.
rather just like save myself and have, like, I've got a where is it? I've got a Whisper for today, but it's a salted caramel Whisper, so I'm quite keen to try that.
I've not had that.
No,
Is that like brand new?
I
Because
don't
they had like Whisper Gold, right? I feel like that's a long time. That used to have like a little layer of caramel on, and
know. So
then that
salted caramel limited edition
Whisper
gold.
Gold sour caramel. Yeah, no, I've not had that. Obviously, limited
Yeah,
edition. So,
I'll let you know how it goes.
oh, please do. I'm feeling like you need like an Instagram story kind of bite-in for it,
A
and just being
review.
like, correct. So,
Yeah. Okay.
nice mate. All right. So, AM or PM workout?
AM,
AM. Cool. Is there a particular
100%.
time?
About 10:30.
Beautiful. That has
I'm
been the
very,
consistent answer. Every
yeah,
single person.
I really need to go, like, be a bit more flexible, because sometimes when it's not like, when it doesn't go my way and I don't get to train around that time, I do struggle. I feel like the closer it goes
Mm.
towards 12 p.m., I'm a bit like, but I'm gonna have to get over that soon, because I'm gonna be doing some challenges that require more training. And currently I'm
Okay.
doing the minimal that I can. So I'm a bit more flexible. Sometimes that, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah, because are you allowed to talk about those challenges? You're involved with Red Bull, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I probably should say this while we're here, but I had a back injury, back pain, like kind of started coming out of nowhere, from not out of nowhere. Back pain from like May, June, got really bad, couldn't figure it out. Just constant pain with everything. Didn't matter what I was doing, I couldn't do anything with that pain. So that was pretty
Yeah.
shit. That's gone on. Still, like, it's hurting as we speak. But found someone who's helped me now the last few months, and we're slowly getting there. We know what the pain is. There's nothing structurally. It's just like overworked. So the short version is, because of my very old Achilles injury that I never rehabbed, I have a massive shift
Sure.
with almost everything I do. And I've got very, very tight hamstrings as well, which obviously doesn't help, specifically on the side that has been taking the load. So we're trying to slowly, like, I'm like the stiffest ex gymnast you've probably ever come across. Like, everyone thinks I'd be flexible, and it's just not the case. So I'm currently training wise in a place where I've been doing rehab, and I'm bored, and I don't feel inspired, and I'm
Yeah.
sick of it now. Like, I'm okay cruising for a while, but like, so bored. And I had Red Bull reach out. They have an amazing it's a really cool concept, actually, for anyone listening who isn't that, you don't even have to be into running. Like, I'm not a big runner at all, but I just like doing stuff that challenges me. And you basically start, so it's called the Wings for Life World Run. It's all for spinal cord research, so everything that they raise goes directly to the research. And then it's a world run, so but everyone in the world starts at the same time. So
Okay.
everyone, it's really cool. It's actually a huge thing. If you look it up, like, some of the runs are amazing to see. And basically everyone starts at the same time. You start running, and then not long after, a car starts. It's called a catcher car. And essentially your race ends when the car catches up with you. So you can walk if you want and just let it come and get you. And you can do your own race. You can challenge yourself and run as far as you can until it gets you. But it's really cool. And you've got people in wheelchairs doing crazy distances. You've got everyone there, and it's just a nice. You can do it virtually. You can have an app, and you've got someone in your. I think the voice is Jerry Halliwell this year,
Okay,
which
sure.
is great.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can have someone telling you, right, the car's coming now. I did it last year, and I thought, oh, I'll do like a casual 5K at Battersea. It's a nice day. Really, like, sun was out. It was great. Perfect day.
Yeah.
I'm sure I ended up doing like 14K or something, which was not what I planned. Because the problem is they go, oh, the car's coming. So you think, okay, I'll pick the pace up. But then obviously the faster you run, the longer it takes for the car to get you. So you're like,
Sure.
So if you're remotely competitive, you'll just end up doing a good event. But it was just really fun. And when you've got people who have gone through like an amazing journey, and we're told that they would never going to use anything below their neck, and then you've got them. I think there was a guy who I got chatting to around the thing who could only cycle with his arms, and I think he did something like 16K. And for someone
Jesus.
like that to be telling you can't give
Yeah.
up, I was like, okay,
Like,
you can't. You've got no excuse. So I've got that, and then I'm also, weirdly, this all happened in the space of a week, and I think I really needed it to happen. But the Great Run, which is a Manchester run, reached out and asked if I wanted to be involved in that. So that's like a 10K, or you can do a half if you want.
decent.
Also in May. And then that same week, UK Triathlon reached out and were like, hey, fancy doing a triathlon again? And I was like, sure. haven't ran, done a bit of swimming, but I really do mean a bit. And my bike's currently very fucked because I left it outside for too long, so I need to get that fixed. But yeah, sure, why not? Let's do a triathlon. So that's all happening. I actually need to book the date of the triathlon, but I'm at a place where training wise I needed this. Like, I need a kick up my ass now, because and I'm just like, yeah, let's go for it. So my
Definitely.
very like I've been moody as hell when it comes to training recently. So it's going to be refreshing for me to be talking about a journey I'm excited about.
That's awesome. That's exactly like we were basically on the show that came out last week. We were talking about testing, and obviously, like, so a big part of my coaching, I was like, I have combine coaching. So every 10 to 12 weeks, all of my clients do a 2 week kind of, over that 2 weeks, they test. They
Mm,
do like a batch of things that they're trying to get prepared for.
right.
Because we lose the impetus of, if we have nothing in the diary, it's just like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
We won't do that. And yeah, I totally concur. I did a triathlon on the back of doing, like, just being like random. So like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. So why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
I do
implore
though.
everybody to just oh, it was shocking. Basically, because I did it during, like, I booked it before COVID, and then it
Mm,
was in COVID, it got cancelled. So I did the training for it during COVID, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, I'm buzzing, I'm gonna be really good at this. And it got cancelled. I was like, oh fuck this, it's not happening. And then it came back, and I was like, oh, it's gonna get cancelled again. And it did get cancelled again, but I didn't train at all. So I decided to do it as an experiment when it got put on. And I was like, oh, people will remember on the show, I was like, I'm gonna do this experiment. I have strength trained for 10 years. I was like, I guarantee I will be able to finish okay, just because I strength train, and I'll be able to hold
mm,
myself together. I finished. I didn't come last, so that's fine.
yeah.
But yeah, that was the basically the thing was just like, don't come last and get all the way around, absolutely fine. I'm fortunate to have a really good swimming background, and I cycle a
Yeah.
lot anyway, so it was just a run I'm fucking awful at, and I will hand over my hands, I'm the worst like long distance runner ever. I'm gonna go running after this podcast as well,
Oh,
just because
nice.
I got a Whoop, and this is the motivation right now, and it tells me
Okay.
I'm in optimum day strain today, or whatever it is, or recovery, so I should be able to work out. I don't feel
Yeah.
like it. I feel like I want a nap. So I'm just like, I'm gonna do what my Whoop is telling me. So
Okay.
we'll see.
So
We'll see
see
what
how that
happens.
goes. Maybe that's the
And
new experiment.
Oh,
Do
it's
exactly
really.
what your whoop says and see what happens.
I know. I was just like, I feel like I'm convinced. Anyway, we're doing a podcast with like a doctor of sports cardiology in a few weeks. And we're going to compare like the Aura Ring and the Whoop data because Dan's
Yeah,
got an Aura Ring and I've got a Whoop, and I need kind of like maybe a month, 2 months of data, and we're going to just give it to him and be like, off you go. Which one's best?
yeah, fair.
There's some stuff that he's just been like, why are you measuring HRV? You're young and fit. Doesn't matter on you. I was like, interesting. Okay, cool. And it's like everybody's like, oh, HRV this, and we're just like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Apparently, to
that'll be
me
an
and Dan
interesting.
apparently are gonna die because our HRV is so low. So it's very annoying.
Hopefully
All right,
not.
let's rein this back into
Yes,
your
I
dream
did
gym day,
say
all right?
I'll ramble. Yeah, let's go for it.
Mate, yeah, people who have listened to the podcast before, we know we go off on tangents as much as possible. All right, so we've gone for an AM 10:30 workout, which is awesome. So bit of a weird question, workout outfit, but this tends to differ from females to males. But I don't know what you're going to be like. So what would you normally wear on your? What would you normally wear? What would be your dream kind of gym get up?
Um, I don't really wear trainers at the minute because I'm trying to work on the stability in my foot. So,
It's your
um,
dream gym day, Sam. You're not going to have this foot injury. You're fine.
oh, okay. I don't know. It's nice though, isn't it? Not wearing shoes.
Correct. Yeah.
I do. So if I was to wear, all right, well, I love, I am going to be biased when I say this, but I'm sponsored by a brand called LNDR, but their kit is genuinely amazing. So I would have their leggings. I would genuinely wear something like this if it was like warmer. And yeah, just baggy stuff.
Hmm.
I think I spend a lot of time in Lycra essentially, with my job, with being a PT. So it's nice to just wear
Yeah,
like a baggy jumper, baggy top.
sure.
Um, and yeah, sometimes I like wearing Converse. Depends what mood I'm in. If I'm feeling cool and I want to look cool in my cool ass gym, then yeah, I'll wear like Converse instead. Um, yeah, baggy shit,
I'd agree.
baggy tops, baggy jumpers.
I love that you go with
Um,
Converse is the coolest trainer that you could pick out. It's pretty cool, I guess. Yeah.
what do most people say?
I don't know. I don't know what they've gone with like footwear wise. I think they've just been like whatever. I don't know. It ranges from a case of like yeah, no shoes or just like wear some Nikes, like freeze or whatever, or lifting shoes. I don't know.
My training shoes that I would normally wear are and I really rate the Under Armour Tri-Base. So they're like the Metcon, the Under Armour version of a
Sure, the
Metcon. But
Metcon. Sure,
I find the Metcons quite clunky these days. I used to wear them, but now I feel like they're
100%.
too solid.
Like I've got one pair and like I can't stand them. I think
I
I've
just
worn them a
sold mine on
handful of times.
Vinted.
Really, I might
Yeah,
do
they
that.
actually
But
sold them. They went today.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Anybody wants a pair of Metcons, please get in contact with me. Unfortunately, they do have my name on the back, so that's not cool. So
Yeah,
send
I
to me,
thought
mate.
about I've got really cool ollie lifting shoes, but obviously I haven't done that for a long time, and I'd like to think I'll get back into it, so I won't get rid of them yet. But I do
No,
have I got it for free at this event, but I have Sam Says on the back of him, and I was like, I can't
awesome.
really sell them anyway. But they're really cool. They're like I always go for like the rogue color, so like I have like yellow lifting shoes. I've also got like fluorescent yellow Lululemon trainers,
Nice.
which are actually, when that came about, I thought, okay, cool. But they actually feel really good to train in. The Lululemon trainers. They're designed for women. Um, really rate them. But they're like bright yellow fluorescent. And then I've just got a new pair of running trainers, the new like Adidas Ultra Boost, and they're also like fluorescent orange. So I tend to try and go. I used to do it when I had a car. I'd go for like the yellow and black Nissan Juke and like the yellow and black Mini. So yeah,
Sure.
and I always regret that decision. Like, why people get like black or white for a reason, because they go with everything, whereas
Correct.
you buy
And then you're
colors
like,
like that
oh,
and you're like, oh, I have to like have to be more specific now about what I'm wearing. So yeah,
Definitely.
very
All
long
right.
answer to that. Sorry.
No, absolutely fine. I think I just rock up in Vans. Like you'll see me around the gym. If I'm not wearing Vans like from day to day, then it's madness. So fair. All right. Music. So obviously you're in a. I don't know where the gym is yet. But are you going to be plugging in? Are you going to have music blaring out in the gym? And what are you going to be playing?
If it was my dream gym, I actually used to love training. So I used to work at the Foundry, and during like off-peak times is when we would train. Obviously, we're personal trainers, so
Yeah.
we train at off-peak times. And I would blast out the music. I do like having my earphones in though. There is something about just having it. It's like
So,
you feel more like in a zone. So
correct.
it would depend on the size of the gym. But I think, yeah, dream gym. I do like training by myself. Depends what mood I'm in again. But the music I would have blaring out would be the don't know if you've seen the Elvis film, but the soundtrack from Elvis.
Okay. I've not seen
It'll
it, but
either it'll either be that or it will be like a Marvel soundtrack. Like Black Panther's soundtrack is sick. And like I honestly just feel so badass when I've got stuff like that on. But the Elvis one does the same. There's some like slow ballads in there, but there's some absolute bangers. And if anyone's listening, yourself included, haven't seen the Elvis film, I think it's my favorite film.
wow.
Bar like
Okay.
Marvel, it's so good. And it's a shame. Yeah, I'm rambling again, but go watch it. It's so good. But the soundtrack's amazing. So yeah,
I
that's
think
my
we,
current.
I guess it come from our like demographic because obviously we're a little bit young. I hope for in terms of Elvis fans, but obviously he's going to kind of cross. He should be cross borderings in terms of who should be his fans. There's going to be fans from Elvis like throughout, right? You can probably see I have guitars in it behind me. So,
Yeah, I think
but
what was great about the film was, like you said, everyone knows who Elvis is, but
right,
we weren't in that era. And it just hearing the story, like obviously it's dramatized, but hearing the story and it just makes you feel like, oh, that what a shame that you weren't around at that time because you don't get that these days. There's not as many barriers to break. Obviously there are, but he broke barriers in music, and there's not that you don't really get icons these days. Like music is
sure.
so accessible, whereas back then, like, yeah, it would have just been really cool to be around at that time and be part of that. But there were lots of like big things happening around his kind of timeline as
His
well.
era.
So yeah, really, really rate it. If it's like the Queen film and like Elton John, but I think this has to be my favorite, if I'm honest.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the Freddie Mercury one. That was decent. So if
Mm,
it's of that ilk, that's cool. Obviously, I knew more about Freddie Mercury's life. I feel like I don't know as much. I'd have to do like a little pre-read before going and seeing it.
mm.
Just so I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
Just go watch it. Don't do any research. It's
Just be like,
yeah, honestly,
embrace.
we've seen it twice now. I would happily watch it again.
Decent. Right. So you said just then that you'd quite happily work out by yourself. Is
Mm.
that the dream scenario? You don't want anybody else in the club? Or if I were to push you, who would be your dream kind of workout partner? It can be just be yourself, but it could be who would you love to work out with?
Yeah, so I thought about that. I think that's a really tricky one, but I feel like I've got two answers to that. The first one would be, well, not the first one, but I feel like it'd be really cool to train with Beyonce.
Okay.
Obviously she's amazing, and
Yeah.
in terms of like physical feats as well, like what she does on stage, you've got to be like fair
Yeah, yeah,
play.
yeah, sure.
But I would love to see like how strong she is. Like I don't think I've ever seen her in a gym, so I'd love to see her like lifting weights and like in my mind. I'm thinking she's been taught how to lift weights, and I reckon she's really strong. And I just think that would be so cool. Like imagine
Yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of what I pictured. The other person I thought about was, I mean, I say I would like to train with like Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton. I'm an F1 fan, but they're not really gym people, like Hamilton maybe more so, but yeah, they're not. I wouldn't want to train with them. I don't think that would be fun. I would like to be like a fly on the wall or just be part of it. But the other person would be Ross Edgley, just because
Okay, cool.
I would be curious to know. You see like the footage, you see him doing crazy shit and whatever else, but I would like to know what he is actually like during training. And
Bonkers. I've
yeah,
been
I can
there.
imagine. Yeah, I
He's
really.
insane. We had him on the
Yeah,
show probably like 2 years ago when he released his
yeah,
book. And and just before he was about to do that fucking madness of swimming around
yeah.
the UK. And yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be around him when he's training. And yeah, madness. Insane.
I imagine it's what you see is what you get type thing with
But
him.
he's also the happiest man in the world.
Yeah, it's
And I'm just
crazy.
like, you're just so happy about doing things. And like, I feel like me and you would be like, oh God, really? Well, you need to do that now? I'd be like, oh man, like, I'd rather just, yeah, go watch a film.
Yeah,
I'd rather
yeah.
go play golf. It's fine. Can I play golf? I do that for 24 days on a trot or something like that instead. Yeah, cool. I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But yeah,
I
I
think
can see that.
I think for me that not just with training, but life in general, I've definitely been like I am a jack of all trades. Like I've never really like I've kind of found this with the fitness industry. I found a profession that I love and whatever, and that's great.
Yeah,
But growing up and just at school or whatever, like I've always just been good at lots of things. And I always like back in the day that would almost be considered as a bad thing because
sure.
you're not really good at one thing, you should focus on this thing and whatever else. Whereas these days I think for everything it's so much more acceptable to be like, actually, no, you can be good at a lot of things and that can actually be really useful. So I think from a performance point of view, like I definitely want to get back to a place, and what I enjoy the most out of training isn't just being really strong, but I also want to be like, I want to someone to ask me if I'm up for a challenge and be ready, like, and not be too far from being ready.
Yeah.
That's the position I like to be in. And obviously he does that to an extreme, but I think yeah, it's cool what he does, and just yeah, pretty inspiring, I guess.
Yeah.
Mental, but
Mentor,
inspiring.
like seeing his, like, just when I saw his tongue during that swim.
Oh yeah,
Oh no, I was just like, that's
yeah.
not happening. No,
Like I'm
and all
happy
the
to leave him to do those things. Like I like challenging myself, but
I
let's just
remember,
watch him
yeah,
from the
just
TV.
the swimming one was weird because like I remember he was talking about it on the show and he was like, yeah, started off by I wanted to swim the channel, but by pulling a log. I was like, what? What? And he was like, yeah. Then I went to ask, and I asked to do it, but they had to register me as a vessel if I'm going to pull something. And he was like, and he was like, no, I can't do
That's
that.
hilarious.
So that made him go over to like the Caribbean and pull a log around there for like 30 kilometers instead. And apparently he only did it for that long because he got lost. And it was
Oh,
just like, we were like, what? I don't like. Okay, cool. You love swimming, clearly. Like this is
yeah,
mental.
yeah.
But insane. Right, let's bring back to fitness.
Hmm.
Probably the most boring question you're going to be asked in today. It would be, what is a perfect warm up look like? Is there a perfect warm up? Do you just sack it off? Do you feel like you need to prime your body over something, or you don't have to
Well,
give a
if it was a
coachy answer
dream
here?
day, then
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't do a warm up. I'm definitely the kind of person that has neglected that for a long time, and hence why I'm in the position I'm in now with my back. Um, but yeah, if it was a realistic day, I've got all kinds of shit I need to do now.
Dream
Um,
day, the injuries aren't there, mate. So you're just gonna be
yeah,
like,
I would
I
just
am
crack on.
primed.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
just get it done. Like, is there anyone that would want to like?
I don't
I
know,
do,
like
I
we
will
had
say, I will say when I was a gymnast, I did begin to really enjoy drills. But with that, it's like you do cool stuff. I'm trying to explain something that's quite simple to explain, but like you do a handstand and then you go into a roll, and then you straddle back up to handstand, and you do that for a whole length, and then you do it backwards, or you do like a backflip into a handstand, you come down,
Sure.
you go again, or you do a backflip into a handstand, you do a half turn, you go forward, and then you go forward, you turn around, you go back, stuff like that. Like, I used to love that, but that was way more technical, whereas now it's just I'm doing this shit because I need to do this to train. I don't know. Yeah, I can't imagine. Are there any people that enjoy
I
warming
don't
up?
know. I used to be a fucking warm-up junkie. But I
Right.
feel like that's the like people know that. It's just like, but I've kind of like, you evolve, right? And I'm just like, now my warm-ups for even my fucking clients are shorter now, because I'm like,
Mm,
and there's certain things I don't even class as warm-up anymore. I was like, no, this is just body weight loaded shit now. So,
yeah.
and you're gonna do that. Like it's still hard for you. So it's a workout. So it's no
Yeah.
longer warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say you're gonna sack that off. If you can, you're gonna do some tumbling. Amazing.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so we're going to split these into two, right? So this is where the only like dream gym day gets a little bit more, I don't know, not refined, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for, restricted.
Mm,
So if you had one exercise, so you've got one exercise you're allowed to do that's like free weight, barbell, dumbbell, kettlebell, all that kind of fun stuff, and then one exercise machine based. Cool. And we want to know, we're nerdy, right? We want to know, is there a particular barbell that you're like, oh, that's the thing that I like? Or is there a particular dumbbell mix? Or that was like, oh, I remember being in Texas and I was at a gym there. It's like, this is the barbell I wanted. Some people are nerdy like that. Whereas then we also have Mike, who was just like, that leg press at my gym was good. So I'll use that one.
yeah. Okay. So the question was the movement
So what
first.
exercise are you doing? Yeah,
Right.
100%. And then is there a particular barbell or like piece of equipment that you're using that was like, yeah, I'll have some of them.
I will always love deadlifts, even if it hurts my back. Um, and I'm not that fussy. I will have a 15 kilo bar because I've got small hands and it helps. Um, if it was like ideal, I do like there are some like matte black bars that are pretty cool. I hate it when you go to a gym and the fucking small bars are pink. Like it's just
Is
like
that a thing?
sometimes, yeah,
Is it? Fucking hell. Jesus.
sometimes I will say to a client, "Oh, would you like a 15 kilo bar?" And I say like this is like early days. But oh no, I don't need. And I'm like, no, don't worry. You're not having a lighter bar because you're a
Just
woman. You're
thinner.
having it
Yeah.
because it's thinner and it's for your hands. And I make that very clear to like because the guys have done that to me before as well. So, oh, do you want a small bar? It's like, yeah, but I just want to clarify, like, I don't need a light bar.
Yeah,
It's the grip, okay? So let's just clarify that. So yeah, I'd say that's the only specific request I would have. Um, I would like a floor that I can just drop it on if I want to. Um, I'm very much I actually love training with tempo and control and I love lifting heavy and being able to control it as well. So I'm not like a slammer, but every now and then it is good to just whack on some tunes and test your deadlift. So that's always good. And then what was the other one? A machine.
so machine-based exercise. So this was paramount to us. Like we've had a couple of people who are like fully like RTS people and like cuffs and fucking daisy chains and all this bullshit. Paul Standor and Holly, you know who you are. Oh, listen. Holly's got so much shit for the amount of because they're the people, right, that bring in like a complete like bag full of equipment. They brought a gym to the gym essentially, and they'll like cuff themselves and all this kind of. It looks like some sort of BDSM kind of scenario. It's a bit weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, but machine anything.
honestly, mate, I do not care. I don't care. As long as it works, as long as I'm not like faffing about with it for 10 minutes. Obviously, it's nice to have like a lovely smooth machine. We have a nice Atlantis leg press, I guess, until like, but
Yeah,
I don't care. I want it to work. I want it to not be complicated. Um, I don't want to, like I was at a gym the other day and like trying to pull out the thing and then push it back in to adjust. Like it took so long and it made me look like I didn't know what I was doing. And again, like you are like, this is a thing. I'm not a massive feminist or anything, but when you're a female and someone catches you faffing, they're so inclined to come and help, and you're like, I don't need help. It's just like I'm fine. It's just your fucking machines don't work. So I honestly do not care. As long as it's
Beautiful.
safe, it works, and people haven't left like their plates on for me to take them off, then yeah, don't care.
I agree. All right, we're going into drink. So I'm assuming something happened before the workout because obviously you're working out at like 10:30, so you would have had breakfast of some sort.
Yeah.
Are you having your smoothie based thing there? Or what's going to be your pre-workout, like drink, food? What you're going to be having during and what you're having post?
Probably like a bagel pre. I'm very lucky to have food from the Good Prep. I don't know if you've tried it, but they're
Is this your dream
really.
gym day? You don't have to endorse everybody. Like my protein
No,
can go away.
oh, sorry. I'm not that kind of person. I keep forgetting that we're talking dream day and not like just current.
Dream day, Sam. Come on.
Right, dream day. I think I would have a bagel, like a Nutella.
Yeah, like, a bagel.
Yeah, it's just easy. I do struggle with breakfast because like I can't eat oats. I would have maybe I would have a bacon sandwich if it didn't make me feel super bloaty.
Yeah,
So
we can get rid of me and Dan can get rid of the bloating, right? We got rid of the injuries. We can do bloating. So yeah,
I'm clearly not doing too well with this concept of dream day. I'm a very realistic person, so
that's fine.
So I'm like that's not a thing, is it? Yeah, I'd love a bacon sandwich. Good bread, not too thick, white, and a coffee. During would just be like a nice cold. Nice cold juice. I know that's really boring, but like really nice cold juice, like an orange juice or something. Orange and mango is good when it's really cold.
Sure.
I'll just do that, and then I would probably still be drinking my coffee as I start to train as well, because I like to jug it out. And again, if it was summer, I would probably have like a fruity Red Bull because they're really nice. I don't like the normal one, but the fruity variations that they have are lovely. So I would maybe do that, but I do love a coffee. So, and you can't have too much caffeine.
True.
Maybe a dream day I would have coffee and then a Red Bull because, in dream days too much caffeine isn't a thing.
You're getting psyched, yeah, exactly.
And then post gym would be burger and chips.
Okay, interesting. So we'll get onto that post-workout meal in a sec.
Okay, I've ruined it. Sorry.
So there it is. Cool. Yeah. So where would you go post-workout meal? Because I'm assuming, yeah. So the drink's going to be involved in that.
Yeah.
Is there a particular place? Is there a particular burger? What you?
Yeah,
obviously you work in London, so.
Yeah, but the best burger I've had is Manchester. So.
Okay.
There's a place called Burgerism that I'm pretty sure I financially funded throughout lockdown. And I believe they're doing well. So I am going to put that down to, me supporting the independents.
Whereabouts is it? Like, I go to Manchester reasonably frequently, and I apparently I'm really boring and don't go and eat out very often. But yeah.
So it was initially just like delivery only. So I lived in like Salford, but like Eccles.
Okay.
But I do believe they've recently opened a little place, but I don't think it's like in the city. So, but honestly, best burger and really good fries. Like when they give you loads as well. So like Five Guys, but better and
decent,
cheaper than Five Guys, which I love a bargain. So, but
nice.
Yeah, that would be like burger and a good chips as well. The chips, like my decision on where does the best burger is also dependent on like they have to have good chips as well. Because if the burger's amazing but the chips are a bit of a letdown, then it kind of they have to come together for me.
I know what you mean.
If I was, I think if I could, I add a second meal.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And because you go to Manchester, you might have known this already. And if anyone is in Manchester, you have to go to Viet Chat because they do. It's my favorite restaurant of all time and always will be. My friend owns it as well, but he does like quack fries. So if you like crispy duck, it's like crispy duck on fries with the most amazing sauces, and it's just everything on the menu is amazing. But that's like the dish that I have to have. Yeah, and I'm getting excited because I am going to go to Manchester next week, and I 100% that's where I go to every single time.
That's amazing. No, I'm up there reasonably frequently because unfortunately I have to do stuff for my protein. Yeah, that's right. They're all
I used
fun.
to work there in marketing.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I go into their head office every single time, and I feel like the oldest human in the world. I'm 32, and like I'm not old, and I'm just like I walk into head office, and I'm like, is there an adult about? They know it. They'll probably listen to the show and be like, Tom, what the fuck? But they'll be fine. Yeah. Unfortunately,
it's a lot of graduates, isn't it? So
correct. Yeah. I was just like, I did like a day for them, and like I just like opened up my calendar, and I was just like, anybody can come and book in. I was like, I deeply regretted that. Like 20-minute slots for like 20 people throughout the day. And I was just like, I'm so tired. I was just like, it's cool. But yeah. Weird office though. Very weird office.
It's quite yeah. I'm trying to remember it actually. It's not too bad. It's just it's one of those where it's like on a business park, so there's not really much to do around there. So look, like if you've got a car and you can like plan it quickly, you can kind of drive to a couple of places. But yeah, not probably a good thing because if you work near to lots of stuff, you just spend all of your money when you're at work, which
like working in central London is just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go in here. And it's like, oh, I'll get a coffee. And my like coffee spend, I've Hannah on the previous show, I knew that both me and her have the Pret subscription for coffee. Do you have it, or you
I used to when I worked in bank, but I don't do a lot outside of work. Like I don't spend my money on much other than coffee and food. So I like that's a nice thing for me. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself. We're quite lucky because we have a full-on like barista setup at home. So I make my own coffee in the morning. That's really nice. And then I just have one a day, or try to mostly I stick to one a day in the city. So independent coffee all the way.
But like I will have like one or two from Pret, unfortunately. But because the subscription is worth its weight in gold. We both worked out that obviously you just grab stuff because they're on every corner. I'll have a tea on the way home, so I'm like, oh, it's right there. I want something warm to go. It's basically to warm my hands more than anything else. And we get sent like essentially Spotify Unwrapped by Pret at the end of the year, and we both saved nearly like 1,400 quid throughout the year on coffee. We're like, what? But either we've got a serious problem or this thing is so cheap. But I'm into Kiss the Hippo coffee at the moment. Was my thing this morning, which is quite nice. If anybody's in, I think there's one in Richmond, but there's one on Margaret Street right now. If you're ever on Oxford Street, it's like 2 roads up, near Oxford Circus.
Nice.
It is good. It was the weirdest name ever. But when I found it, I was just like, that's a bit odd. But anything with a hippo on it's cool.
Anything goes when it comes to coffee anyway.
Yeah,
you can be called whatever you want.
Nice, mate. All right. So we're going to bring this to the last question. So we're going to pick 2 people. Oh, actually, who's with you on this post-workout burger at Burgerism? We're allowed to bring like 3 people, essentially. You can like a table of 4. Is anybody coming with you, or you'd be like, nah, I'm going to eat by myself because I've got like misophobia, and I don't want anybody to hear anybody eating. Genuinely, that was an answer we had previously.
Well, I mean, this is going to sound really cheesy, but I would absolutely have my boyfriend with me. Because yeah, we just really enjoy eating food and we're big fans and we like doing it together. Um, but is this like choose a celebrity,
Oh, you could, yeah,
like
100%. I
anyone in
don't
the
see why
world?
not. Like, I think people have just gone, I'd rather have it with my mates or whatever. But
Yeah.
then, like, I think some other people were like, oh, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and like the
Yeah.
Idiot Abroad stuff. Would that be cool as a foursome? It's kind of, but then it's verging into like, yeah, dream dinner scenario, kind of like, yeah,
Mm.
who's your dead or alive guests? But if it's just your boyfriend, that's
Uh,
okay.
yeah, him, yeah, my mates, like him and my
Boom.
best friend. And if there's one, yeah, I would rather save the extra space and have more food and yeah, like have more room for the table to put food on. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
So yeah, the bit pretty straightforward answer there, but that
Nice.
would be me.
Easy.
Yeah.
And then last question. So if anybody you could know, like they want to pick one possible guest that me and Daniel might be able to pull and entice to bring on, that you'd like to hear their dream gym day, and then one ridiculous guest that we've got no fucking chance to bring it on.
Oh.
You're like, I don't like people in fitness, Tom, so I don't follow anybody. This is where this comes out. That's Dan, basically. Doesn't have to be fitness,
Um,
but it would help if they worked out. Otherwise, it's going to be a very boring day. Yeah.
there's a guy called Manny at Until who is a runner.
Okay.
Um, I just love his energy. But I feel he would be great to talk to, and maybe a little bit different to what you've done in the past. Um, I'm thinking, I'm thinking with my like brand and marketing head as well here, because I feel like he would be really good to speak to. Um, I'll be honest, like I don't, maybe this is a weird thing to say, but I'm not that interested in fitness. So for me, I'm just like, I don't, yeah, like I don't listen to fitness podcasts that often. Like I do if I definitely, I enjoy learning, but not to the extreme where some people are doing it all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's just too much for me. So yeah, I think that would be like the realistic, potentially good one for you to look into. And then absolutely not. I feel like Daniel Ricciardo would be a good
Okay.
one that you couldn't get. You never know. But
We could
yeah, I'm
definitely get the performance coaches from Aston Martin. Unfortunately, two of them are my good friends. But
oh
yeah,
really? That's
uh,
cool.
old.
I was about to say Alonso would obviously be
There we
great.
go. Yeah. So
So maybe.
unfortunately, both of them are Team Stroll, and I'm just like, come on, Henry. I was like, he was the reason why Stroll hurt his wrist, by the way. Just in case
Oh
out
really?
there.
Well, maybe not
So
so Team Stroll then.
exactly, I was just
Maybe it
like,
was all
what's going on
planned.
there? I was like, messaging him. I was like, why are you mountain biking the week
Well,
before all the time?
that was honestly a question that we had. It's like, why? Come on, like these people are
Like,
worth a lot of
it's
money
insane. Like,
to be
it's
on a
like,
mountain bike like a week
I
before.
know,
I'm
but they do it
sure,
like every week.
yeah, but
Like,
I feel like this should be like
correct.
a time frame of when like, okay, this it probably isn't the smartest thing to be doing right now. As much as like, we could all be doing stuff that we enjoy and we feel we've got a hold of, but you
Yeah.
never know. And like, yeah, like I said, like he is worth a lot of money. What they do is worth a lot of money, and a lot of people are relying on them. So yeah, I'm sure they've heard it already, so I don't need to
So
be the
yeah,
person to tell
Henry, if you're listening, what the fuck you doing? So
them.
yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo would be cool. He seems like quite a laugh as well. So I felt
Yeah,
like
exactly. I feel like that would be a fun one. And because I was when I read the question, I was thinking I would like to hear more from like F1 drivers. And I did listen to a podcast with Ricardo in, and that was really interesting. Can't remember what it was called, but I would actually really like to speak to Verstappen, because I'm a big fan, because I feel like if I was an F1 driver, that is how I would be
Okay.
in terms of my attitude. Like I'm very much on the team of, to be that brilliant, you are going to be a bit of an arsehole at times. But I would like to just ask him, like, can you see that you've been a bit of a prick there? and like, come on, like, if you're going to be a legend, be like, you don't have to be liked by everyone, but there's just
Yeah.
moments where even I'm like, that was a dick move,
It's
you
a
know.
weird one, isn't it? Because even if you think about the world of F1, like, and I can border it into like golf, like Tiger Woods, bit of a prick most of
Yeah,
the time when he was really good. Lewis Hamilton probably was a bit of a prick. Michael Schumacher definitely was.
yeah,
They've all got to have that weird like mindset.
yeah. So
I'd
I'm not on this like fan base of, oh, he's an arsehole, this, that, and the other. It's like, I actually kind of like it. I think a fair play, like what he's doing is amazing. But I would like to just be like, oh, can I just say this though? Like, I would love to just chat to him and be like, mate, come on. Like, you didn't need to do that.
yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that's a, I don't know, a bit of a nerdy answer, I guess.
Oh, definitely. That's right. We welcome that. Perfect. I'm going to
Yeah.
read this back to you and see if you are happy with your day. You might not be. You might be like, fucking bin that off.
Probably all over
Okay.
the place, which sounds about right.
All right. So we had protein shake or protein bar. We were going for shake only because we are training in the summer. So this is going to be like frozen banana, I believe, with
Yeah.
chocolate, vanilla. Did we go peanut butter? In a sort of blended with milk, obviously. You're going
Yeah.
to work out between like 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Outfit, you listed a bunch of stuff that I can't remember, but I know
Baggy
Converse's.
shit.
Baggy shit, and then whatever brand was it, LNDR, if that's the
Yeah.
brand. Perfect. And then Converse's, of course. Music to listen to. We're going Elvis soundtrack,
Yeah.
which also we've had like show tunes on before. That was an interesting one. So I was just like, okay, cool.
That, or
Um,
like, yeah, Marvel soundtrack. Some of the, especially Black Panther. Oh my God, so
but like
good.
your like Spotify Unwrapped, if you're a Spotify person, would be. Is it just all kind of like soundtracks?
It's very eclectic, but I feel like everyone says that these days. It's
And workout partner, you're going Beyonce slash Ross Edgley, which is cool. That'd be fun.
so random.
Perfect warm up, sack it off.
Yeah.
Basically every single coach that I know.
Hmm.
But best exercise, you're going deadlifting. I'm assuming
Hmm.
this is conventionally, not like trap bar, with a thin bar. So I'm going to put this words in your mouth and say like a decent like Texas deadlift bar, because there's nothing
Hmm.
like better than like a good Texas deadlift. But you don't find them in a lot of gyms, so you kind of have to go to like Spit and Doors, Sawdust place to find them. And they tend
Yeah.
to be like smaller in diameter as well. And then it's like it bends a little bit. Oh, it's beautiful. And then yeah, exercise machine, love that. Couldn't give a shit. As long as it works and doesn't break you. We're
Hmm.
going drink. You're going probably you're going coffee,
Yeah.
but possible Red Bull fruit flavor. What was the
Yeah.
fruit? What is the
There's a
fruit? Is it just
few.
tropical? Oh, okay.
Um, what's my favorite one? I think it's like blueberry and coconut.
Blueberry and
I
coconut.
think
Awesome. Cool.
raspberry and
During you were
coconut.
having super fucking cold orange juice of some sort. Obviously you had your bacon bagel before.
Yeah.
And then you're going post workout meal, burgerism with boyfriend, friends, more food, and then possible guest of Manny, who I will have to look into, and Daniel Ricciardo. Happy?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, is this day happening, Tom? No, probably not.
Yeah.
But you can
No, no,
make it
that
happen.
sounds good. Wicked.
Awesome. All right. Just so we know exactly where to find you. Obviously, there'll be like Instagram reels, unfortunately, coming out over the next few weeks of your face on, if that's all right. But
Right.
everywhere where they're going to find you, I believe your Instagram handle will be wonderful to have here, and you're probably strong as fuck stuff.
Yeah, so Sam says, so like Simon says, Sam says underscore PT on Instagram. You can find me there.
Beautiful. Awesome, mate. Right. Thanks so much for coming on. Apologies
You're
you didn't
welcome.
get to meet Mr. Daniel Meek. That's probably a good thing. More than anything else, it only kind of lower the mood. But yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Obviously, we have another few guests kind of lined up in the world of unfortunately, then I learn a lot about VBT because I've got the founder of Metric coming on, and a guy who also Chris Toombs, if everybody knows who that is. Hopefully they'll know who they are over the next couple of weeks. So that should be wonderful. And I bang on about velocity-based training all the time, so you know what's going on there. Cool. All right. Thanks for coming on, Sam, and thanks everybody for listening, and we will catch you next week.
Thank you so much.